What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Thanks for stopping by. My name is Jesse. This is Cadillacus Rod and Customs. It's been a minute since I uploaded or anything, but I have got some shit done on the buggy. Nothing that was really warranted of making a video. It's just been stupid little shit here and there, like hooking up the oil pressure gauge and the water temperature and putting a bunch of bolts in random places that were missing. And I did get the fuel system done from start to finish. I didn't wire the pump in yet, but I kind of gave up on the drivetrain for a little while. But I did get the proportioning valve in. All of the hard lines are done. I ordered my flex hoses, but who knows when they're going to show up. So I started moving on to wiring. And that's where we're at right now. This thing, I have been waiting over a week for this box right here. I knew I'm only going to have, 5 or 6 circuits on this thing because I got the fan, the coil, the fuel pump, starter, probably some lights, a radio. That's pretty much it. So I didn't want to just drill holes and mount a bunch of toggle switches because I think that looks cheap and it kind of looks like an afterthought, so I ordered this switch panel and I'm about to get a table out and we'll get this unit unboxed. Okay, right off the bat, you got corrections, whole gang of stickers, the switches, and more stickers. You've got your, here, let's go here. This is where the magic happens. It's here. So this is 8 gang, and you run both your positive and your negative leads into it from whatever you're trying to power. Like, so your fuel pump, you run it off your 15 or 20, put your positive and your negative here. Got a fuse there, so it's protected. Pretty self-explanatory. So there's 2 30s, 2 20s, 2 15s, and 2 10s. Seems, it's a nice aluminum base. It's a pretty sturdy little box. Feels like, anyway. On the back side of the lid, you've got 6 slots for some spare fuses, which it doesn't come with, but they're fuses. I've got a whole drawer full of them here, so I'll end up putting spare fuses in there. Your switch panel. Those satisfying clicks. And this unit here just plugs right in here. Yeah, that's how it controls everything. It comes with, I don't know, I would say that's probably 10 feet, maybe 15. And just a plug here where, if you need to feed it through your firewall or wherever you're going to put it, got that little O-ring right there, which means it's a waterproof connection. Here is this little thread on lock. Lock it in place, good to go. Now, comes with your 80 amp. You can get these. Some of them come with 60, some 80, some come with 100, but I used to use these when I was installing stereos because these are so much better than an inline fuse. If you overpower them, just trips. You reset it, you're good to go. So you bring your battery power in, right straight from like your positive lead from your battery right to here. And from here, you just go right out to your control panel. with this fancy little hard plastic cover, which is not a waterproof cover, but you know, doesn't need to be. Those circuit breakers are pretty decent. Now, in here, I didn't realize that it came with extra fuses. So we got, what is it, 230s, 120, 210s, and 115. And then a bunch of miscellaneous mounting hardware, some self-tapping screws, Allen wrench, that kind of shit. Your power leads to go directly from your battery to the circuit breaker, and then from the circuit breaker to the main control box. A gang of different mounting positions. So if you want to go flat to your dashboard, just screw this piece down to your dash, this piece screws onto there, and then the panel just screws on the back of this. So it's fully adjustable. There's 3 or 4 different options in here. Come with some cheap zip ties. Shit, it come with a whole bunch of different mounting options here. This, I'm assuming, is for like inside of a dashboard. You want that clean flush mount look. Just mount this up behind your dash somewhere, and that switch panel would be flush mount. Pretty nice little deal. Now, I'm going to clean my mess up and grab a battery, and we'll quickly wire this up. Okay, so as you see, positive goes through the breaker box, or the circuit breaker, into the fuse box, and then just ground straight from battery to this unit. And I've got just this old light bar that I had in the garage wired into that boy right there, the 10 amp, which is that button right there. So now we'll give you a quick little rundown of how it works, how you can switch it, because the reason I bought this setup is because this switch can be used as a monetary. So like just while you're pushing it, it's active, and then when you let go, it shuts off. It can be used as a constant. So when you turn the power on and you like click it, it just stays on until you click it back off. And it can be used as a momentary, or a pulsing, I mean. So you can wire like your turn signals to this. So it kicks on and kicks off. So let's kind of run you through some of that. Do we have power? That little light kicked on, and then whichever button you push, each one of these fuses has a light next to it. So you see that light kicks on with different buttons. So the number, we'll call that number 6, with the number 6 fuse. You see it? Number 8 lights up, right? So I've got this set on just constant, right? So this button right here is where I've got that light wired up to, and it's just on. You turn it off. You can adjust the brightness on your backlights. It's RGB, so it's got like 9 different colors. You can obviously set it to run through all the colors, to strobe them, to dance, to do all that happy crappy. So what I'm going to do is set this light up through all of the different phases. So you push and hold this button. See how it flashed? You push that, and then you just turn the switch panel off. So you turn it back on. See, now it's a momentary switch. That's it. And turn that back off. So to get it through strobing, turn it on. Long press this. Short press. See how they went blue? Push that one. Turn it back off. Now when I turn it on, this is now a strobe. So for like your turn signals, you can wire it up that way. Long press, short press. See how that just lit up and told me that that's on flashing? Click it, turn it off. So now, when you push it, it just stays on, goes off. Or you press and hold this button right here. When it flashes red, that means it's on monetary. So on monetary, you turn it off. Turn it on, monetary. So my start button is going to be on this monetary setting. Long press. See how just that one's lit up? That's the only one that's on momentary. Turn it back off. Shut the board off. Constant. See how easy that is? You push and hold it and it runs through all the colors. Or you can just change it to whatever color you see fit. I'll probably do like, I don't know, green or blue. But I don't know. That's it. And then when you're done, hit the trip and it's off. And back here, pretty like I said, this is a pretty nice deal. This just screws on the back here like that. So it's a pretty low profile unit. And I'll probably just mount this right to the dash of the buggy. That way it's low profile. I mean, that's only 2 inches maybe. So I'll probably mount it up high, like on the top of the dash, and then just roll it down so it points face out towards the driver, you know, me, just a little bit. So now I need to figure out which of these correlates to the buttons, because I know like my fan I'll probably run on the 30 amp because it's going to draw a lot, and my fuel pump I will probably run on the other 30. I have to take all this back apart and go over to the buggy. Well, actually, no, scratch that. I have some plexiglass and I have to cut a chunk of it out so I can mount this and all of my relays, because though this is a lot of protection because it's circuit breaker here plus all the fuses, I'm still going to run relays for the fan and the fuse or the fuel pump. So I will definitely still run relays to the fan and to the fuel pump. But as far as the radio goes, it'll just run straight through here because it's a really, it came off a motorcycle, so it's a really small, basically doesn't even require a fuse. So it'll go through one of the tins. But, you know, we'll cover that. The lights I will probably run through a relay just because they're probably going to see quite a bit of runtime, and I don't want to continually have to dig around and reset fuses or change fuses. So the fan, the fuel pump, and the lights will all run through a relay, but the radio I won't. The starter button, obviously I'm not going to because this is protected, so I'm not going to worry about that. All right, guys, so got the fuse panel mounted to the plexiglass. The relay's all mounted. This is fan, lights, fuel pump. Like I said, I'm not running relays to any of the shit that's coming off of this side. This is just going to be like start button, the radio, you know, that's about it on that side. But I'm off to a pretty good start, and it's raining. Doesn't look like it's going to let up anytime soon. So, all right, guys. Well, you've seen the switch panel. You've seen it in action. I've got a little bit of wiring done on it, as far as like I went from the switch panel to a couple of relays for a few things. I did find out today that I don't need any other relays. Everything else I want to run, I can just run direct, because like the coil doesn't require anything more than a 10 amp fuse. So that's going to be fine. That's going to be perfect. I do need to find out where I'm going to mount my breaker my circuit breaker, because I want it close to the driver's compartment so I can just reach up and flip that when I jump in. But I'm not going to bore you with a wiring video because wiring is stupid. It's boring. It's tedious. It's not entertaining. None of that shit. So thanks for stopping by. It's a lot faster for me to do work and do wiring and shit off camera because I can just kind of focus in and not have to worry about where the camera's at or what it sees or if the angles are good or, you know, swearing before I realized that I ran a bunch of wiring somewhere that it was too short or some stupid shit. If you're thinking about buying a switch panel, I do suggest looking into these Mictunings because they're pretty nice. So far, they feel really, really nice. They feel clean. None of it feels cheap. It doesn't feel like China crap. So check them out if you're looking for a switch panel. Until I get the buggy done, you probably won't see another video. Well, let me rephrase that. Until I get the buggy wired, you probably won't see another video because, like I said, once I get the buggy wired and the switch panel installed, I'll make a video of me sitting in the driver's seat and like starting the engine and all that fancy shit off that switch panel. So until next time, guys, thank you for popping in, hanging out with me for the 2 days that this project has been so far. And remember, your dreams don't work unless you do. Thanks for watching, guys.